I'm Benny Alkin. Welcome to the Gavel. Let's start with a visit by the House of Representatives Committee on Customs to the Lagos Zone Command of the Nigerian Customs Service. Their first stop was the Seme border, where the controller, Mr. Benedict Oramalugo, welcomed them. He shared what he's been up to since taking over in 2024 and also talked about some of the challenges the command is dealing with. Let's take a listen.
The House of Representatives Committee on Customs paid an oversight visit to the Lagos Zone Command of the Nigeria Customs Service. The first stop was the Seme border, as members were received by the controller of the border, Mr. Benedict Oramalugo, who gave an account of his stewardship since his appointment in 2024 and highlighted some of the challenges of the command.
In Nigeria, we have 1,400 unmanned borders, 114 manned borders. So even if you line up the whole custom officers along this route, it might be quite difficult for them to eradicate smuggling totally. But there's no nation in the world where you have eradicated smuggling to the barest minimum. What you do is you only reduce them. You suppress them. So what we are doing in Nigerian Customs Service is part of low technology. Unlike in US, where somebody can stay in a room and watch somebody climbing through the Mexico wall. But we don't have that kind of area. Every month, we lose an average of one custom officer throughout the Federation. That's the kind of sacrifice that we are making.
In the Ninth Assembly, we ordered most of these surveillance gadgets, artificial intelligence for the border, which I believe by this year some of them will arrive. They will arrive, they will deploy them here to help monitor like 100 kilometers radius where human being cannot access. I'm aware of this one, coming from Israel.
The next stop for the committee was the Ogun 2 Command, where a slight altercation occurred when the controller could not differentiate revenues from import and export duties, as well as seemingly trying to prevent the committee from visiting the training college under construction.
They were concentrating only on Ogun 2. Rather seeing lapses in the revenue, in the revenue figures, and by that time, we started sensitizing the operators in the field station that they have to pay duty. It is only exported goods, complete goods that they are exporting outside the country that they are included from paying duty.
What is excise duty saying that you collected? Segregate it from that of import duty.
It is a process.
So that it cannot be the same.
It is a process.
It have different platform. Excise platform is different.
Yes, sir. They will go to the system.
Mr. Controller.
Sir?
The ethic is that.
I think this controller needs to be invited to the National Assembly. Maybe we should end it here so that you can learn lesson.
That's all.
You have to come to the National Assembly to come and learn lesson. You are not learning. We are trying to teach you. That's what talking.
You have been to the Gavel.
The committee then proceeded to inspect the training school without the controller some discoveries.
The controller of this command failed. He's supposed to lead us to this place. Before we left Abuja, this is a priority project that Controller General of Customs asked me and my committee members to check. But the controller does not even know it's in his command. It's unfortunate we have that kind of person as a controller of a command. Something needs to be done. We need a competent person to hold this command. Well, we are still coming back to check this project as he said. He said by October 2026, it must have been done. By the grace of God, we'll be here again. Before that time, we'll come check the level of work.
Meanwhile, the committee was received at the Tinkan Island Port Apapa Area Command by the zonal coordinator of Zone A. The Assistant Controller General, Dan Obi, briefed the committee on the activities of the zone.
Zone A has strategically advanced its trade facilitation to unprecedented levels. The development and implementation of the indigenous Unified Customs Management System, known as Bodogu, stands as a testament to our forward-thinking vision. This homegrown solution has and will continue to significantly enhance our operational efficiency, ensuring optimal service delivery while fulfilling our core responsibility. To improve the ease of doing business in our ports, the service introduced the Authorized Economic Operator Program, creating a trusted trader framework that rewards compliance with expected clearance. The time-release study initiative has identified and eliminated bottlenecks in our clearance procedures, reducing cargo dwelling time significantly. Likewise, the advanced ruling system now provides certainty and predictability for business, allowing them to make informed decisions before shipments arrive. Just recently, Zone A held a sensitization program on the transition to an automated transient process. This initiative will create a more transparent, efficient, and predictable trading environment, benefiting all participants in the supply chain. In response to presidential directives aimed at boosting local production of healthcare products and furthering our commitment to trade facilitation and national development, the service has implemented a 2-year import duty and VAT exemption on critical raw materials for pharmaceutical products. This strategic policy will significantly reduce medical equipment costs, stimulate local investment, and strengthen Nigeria's health infrastructure. Distinguished members of the House Committee on Customs and Excise, on this courtesy visit to the zone, I invite you to observe firsthand the remarkable transformation taking place. We value your insight and recommendations as we continue this journey of modernization and improvement on our services and procedures. The challenges before us remains substantial, but with your continued support and oversight, the Nigeria Customs Service and indeed Zone A will exceed expectations in revenue generation, trade facilitation, and national security. As we forge ahead in our shared commitment to national development, let us remember that the true measure of our success lies not just in figures and statistics, but in the positive impact we make on trade, security, and the economic prosperity of our beloved nation, Nigeria. The doors of the zone remains open to your guidance, and together we shall continue to build a customs service that stands as a beacon of excellence in Africa and beyond.
In your operations, we need to know whether it facilitates trade in order to encourage more patronage for our ports than our neighboring ports that are competing with us. How you are able to mitigate and suppress smuggling, what are the techniques, what are the strategies you are using? Above all, how do you block leakages? What are the techniques, that is, the artificial intelligence you are using, the technology you are using? I know custom has been automated severally to block leakages, to minimize errors. So we want to know the stage you are now. As an area, we are sure you have been given targets, which you have already told us, and we have seen how you are able to perform for this short time. First quarter, now we're in second quarter. We appreciate you for that, because there is hope that custom will meet up with 10 trillion this year.
Amen.
There is hope on that. If you continue with what we are seeing here, if it's the same thing in a Papa, the same thing in the name, definitely we hope, even though if you don't meet up, you'll be very close to it. Because you know, I know that all the modalities, or let's say the indicators, is still the same like last year. In fact, it's even reducing. But I know if you put more technology, into it and block leakages, you can get more. So we hope that this committee will like to know all other areas you think we can be of assistance to you in terms of budgeting and in terms of legislation. The way we are concerned about your operation, so we are concerned about your welfare. So last year, when the CGC presented the budget before us, your personnel was doubled. And as at that time, there was no approval from Salary and Wages Commission, which I told CG to ensure he gets that. So I believe by now, your welfare will have been better than last year. If it is not better, let us know, because the approval was given.
It's better.
To clap for your CGC. We also want to know what are the challenges facing you in carrying your operations. If it is something that can be done here as we are as a committee, we have the mandate of the Speaker and the leadership of the House to help you. So if it is something we can do here, we will do it. If it is something we take back to Parliament, we will take it there and it will be resolved for you.
Thank you, sir.
As you know, you do not see us always. I told you throughout last year we were not here. Therefore, this is a good opportunity to lay it back to us so that we can carry everything along with us and then work on it to help you to resolve those we can resolve as legislators.
At the PTML command, the committee was received by the Customs Area Controller, Babatunde Olomo. The need for legislation that will enhance the efficiency of the service was the focal point.
Having more scanners at the ports to facilitate cargo clearance. Second is the road network. We will require good road network to reduce congestion and improve the flow of goods. The issue of congestion had been a recurring issue, especially when we have high traffic, and it has the capacity of causing delays, demurrages, and enriching foreigners, because at the end of the day, when you have delays and demurrages being paid, the Nigerian government doesn't benefit from this at all.
The e-custom encompasses deployment of scanners, deployment of artificial intelligence to monitor border stations that human being cannot access. This was what I was told in the Net Assembly, because I was also the chairman custom.
The committee also visited the Western Marine Command, Kirikiri Lighter Terminal Area Command, Federal Operations Unit, Murtala Mohammed Cargo, Murtala Mohammed International Airport, as well as the Lekki Free Trade Zone.
Welcome back. Now let's hear what the Policy and Advocacy Center, PLAC, has to say about the bill to separate the Office of the Attorney General from that of the Minister of Justice.
This has been a long-standing conversation, the need to separate the Office of the Attorney General from Minister of Justice at the national level and Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General at the state level. And the reason is simple. The Minister or the Commissioner is a political appointee. The Attorney General is got constitutional responsibilities. And there is a felt need that the constitutional duties of an Attorney General requires an impartial, non-partisan person to occupy the position, while the Commissioner of Justice or the Minister of Justice deals with the issues around the justice system, mostly political decisions, governmental decisions. The purpose is really to insulate the Office of Attorney General from political influence. And so the conversation around amending the Constitution to create this separation has been on, indeed, since the 7th Assembly. It hasn't been passed because each time this comes up, the Attorney General, either at the Federation or at the state level, but mostly at the Federation, feels that it is an attempt to take over their powers and responsibilities. Once you have an incumbent who has a combined role of Attorney General and Minister of Justice, they see this as an attempt to reduce their powers. But the reality is there has to be a situation where the Attorney General acts impartially without political influence. The Minister of Justice acts without political influence. The Attorney General at both national and state level act without political influence. The Attorney General, it is not intended that the Attorney General be appointed by the President. The Attorney General will naturally, in the proposal that's been talked about, result from being a part of the system of justice. So they would come, just like you have a Solicitor General who rises from within the Ministry of Justice, so would you have an Attorney General. The Attorney General is actually supposed to be at the level of prosecution and identifying for prosecution matters, whether they are of political significance or not. But it's especially because they would be required to prosecute political matters that the proposal is being made that you have a person from within the ranks of the civil service appointed as Attorney General. I think there's different ways to look at it politically, economically, and socially. And then, quite frankly, of course, people at the grassroots level want government closer to them. So you would see them make demand for states. And the politicians, of course, will capitalize on that to win popularity. But there are economic issues related to creation of states, which is really what is the viability of a state, what is the ability of a particular area to develop itself, fund itself, and so on. A lot of states at the present time are unable to pay their way out of debt or even pay their way into development. So there are going to be critical issues. But a major political issue from the issue of creation of state is the complaint by a particular geopolitical zone that it is the least number of states in amongst the geopolitical zones. And this refers to the Southeast. So from my sense of what has been going on in the National Assembly, I think members of the Southeast demanded a state for the purpose of achieving equality with other geopolitical zones, and then other geopolitical zones and representatives and senators from the other zones also began to agitate because they want their people to see them agitating for states. But beyond that is really the technical aspect of how do you create a state. And the Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Carlo, has put out a clear indication of, yes, we received 31 proposals for creation of states, but they didn't meet the criteria as set out in the Constitution. And what did the Constitution say? The Constitution is quite clear. It says that if you want a state, you should, or people from the particular area that want a state, representatives, 2/3 of representatives from the area that are demanding a state need to sign off to a petition requesting a state. This would be 2/3 that includes members of the Senate, House of Representatives, State House of Assembly, and elected local government officials signing off on a request for the creation of state. This would be submitted to INEC, not even to the National Assembly, and the process of referendum would be triggered.
Time for Constituency Focus. Our guest is Honorable Emmanuel Uguru, who represents Abakaliki Easy constituency in Ebonyi State.
I came in last Monday from home. my constituency, where I visit almost every week. It doesn't matter what it costs me to go there. When you are nearer them, you know the way they feel, you know what they need and what they don't need. And like I said, they need employment. And I have attracted over 10. I'm not going to exaggerate. I am the deputy chairman, Federal Colleges of Education. I've given out jobs there. In the Federal Civil Service, graciously, I've also attracted. And in other areas, and I am not still counting. I am still not idle until I satisfy my conscience. Of course, the need for employment is so much. But when I do my own little, and the people will also do theirs, we're also doing something in the area of empowerment. Training and empowerment is also another source of lifting the people from where they are to the next level of getting to the next standard of their living. So employment, training, and empowerment, they go hand in hand. In my constituency, I am into mentorship of some youths in different fields of skill, artisan. Is another area of employment. By the time they come out of it, they won't be idle. Because we discovered today in Nigeria that especially on the education sector, some people go to read, come out of the university, and they discover the job is not there. So it is our duty to tell them, if you are reading a course, read a course, you come out to become self-reliant. Read a course, you come out to employ others. Don't be waiting for people to give you employment. You can employ. I also have given out 31 scholarships to the graduates. They are out there. If you need their names, I'll give you. It's obvious everywhere. I pay in the university of their choice, not outside Nigeria, but within Nigeria, from different communities of Izi and Abakaliki local government area. My governor, the best governor in Nigeria, to me, was the one who came and launched it by last May, and is counting. This is the second year I paid their fees. I paid their fees, 31 of them last 2 weeks. No, last week, I paid their fees. And that's the second. I pay annually. So I think I'm doing a lot in that area so that my people will be better positioned. When you go to any society and the youths are not as many, then you know there's problem. In my society, in my constituency, we have over 80% of the youths, meaning that the future is very, very bright for us, especially if the youths are properly positioned. In other areas of in the National Assembly, we have 3 key issues, which is our primary function. Every other one is extracurricular. One is oversight function. We oversight all government projects. And in Ebonyi, let me tell you, not minding that we are federal government, governor takes us along to even oversight his own projects. We go on supervision. We do a lot of things. And that is what governance should be. He does not know where you are or where you are not, as long as you are an Ebonyi man. That we are doing. I have also attracted some projects, even though those projects, like I said, is extracurricular. Our main curricula is oversight, lawmaking, and our constituency.
That's a wrap for this week's episode. We'd love to hear from you, so drop us a message at thegavel@channelstv.com. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Benny Ark. See you next time. Stay safe and be well.